On the morning of March 14th, a missing person flyer appeared on every telephone pole in the quiet town of Millbrook. Emma Whitfield, age 24, hadn't been seen in 47 days. The police had stopped looking.
Detective Marcus Harris was 3 weeks from retirement when the case file landed on his desk. Cold cases were supposed to be someone else's problem. But something about Emma's photograph made him pick up the phone.
The original investigation had lasted exactly 9 days. 9 days before they labelled it a voluntary disappearance. Harris spread the evidence across his desk: Eurobank records, phone logs, witness statements. Something didn't add up.
Emma's phone had pinged its last signal from a parking structure on West Haven Boulevard. Security footage showed her entering at 9:47 p.m., but no camera ever captured her leaving.
The department assigned Detective Sarah Chen as Harris's partner on the reopened case. She was young, methodical, and had a reputation for finding what others missed. Together, they started from scratch.
Emma's boyfriend, David Mercer, had been questioned once during the original investigation. He'd provided an alibi a business dinner with 12 witnesses. On paper, he was clean. But Chen noticed something the first team had missed.
David's phone records showed a 43-minute gap on the night Emma vanished. His phone went completely dark between 9:30 and 10:13 p.m. The business dinner didn't end until 10:45. Those 43 minutes changed everything.
Harris drove to the restaurant where David's dinner had taken place. The owner, Rosa Martinez, remembered that night clearly. She remembered because David had stepped outside. Twice.
Rosa told Harris something crucial Euro. David had used a different phone when he stepped outside. Not his usual smartphone. A small flip phone. A burner. The kind of phone you use when you don't want to be traced.
Chen pulled security footage from every business within a 2-block radius of that parking structure. 47 cameras. Hundreds of hours of footage. She found what she was looking for on camera 31.
At 10:02 p.m. on the night Emma disappeared, a black SUV pulled into the parking structure from the south entrance Euro, the one entrance without a working camera. The plates were obscured, but the vehicle model matched David Mercer's Range Rover.
Harris dug into David's finances. 6 weeks before Emma vanished, he'd taken out a life insurance policy on her. $750,000. The beneficiary was David Mercer.
They mapped every minute. David leaves dinner at 9:28. His phone goes dark at 9:30. Emma enters the parking structure at 9:47. The black SUV appears at 10:02. David's phone reactivates at 10:13. He returns to dinner at 10:18. 43 minutes. That's all it took.
With the insurance policy, the phone gap, and the vehicle match, they had enough for a search warrant. A judge signed it at 6 a.m. the next morning. By 7 a.m., a forensics team was inside David Mercer's home.
David's house was immaculate. Too immaculate. The living room carpet had been professionally cleaned 3 days after Emma disappeared. The trunk of his Range Rover smelled of industrial bleach. But Luminol doesn't lie.
The carpet lit up like a constellation. Traces everywhere, whereas the living room, the hallway, the garage. Someone had tried to clean it. Someone had spent hours scrubbing. But you can never truly erase what happened in a room.
David Mercer was arrested at his office at 2:15 p.m. He didn't resist. He didn't ask why. He simply said 5 words that Harris would never forget. "I want my lawyer now."
For 6 hours, David Mercer said nothing. His lawyer objected to every question. But Harris was patient. He'd learned long ago that silence tells you more than words ever could, and David's silence was deafening.
The lab results came back at 11 p.m. that night. The stains in David's living room were confirmed. Emma's DNA. Everywhere, in the carpet fibers, on the baseboards, inside the trunk lining of his car.
When Harris showed David the DNA results, something cracked behind those cold blue eyes. His lawyer asked for a moment alone with his client. When they returned, David was ready to talk.
David confessed at 1:47 a.m. He spoke for 40 minutes without stopping. He described how he'd planned it for weeks, how he'd left the dinner, driven to the parking structure, and waited for her. He said it was about the money. 750,000 reasons.
David led them to a wooded area 30 miles outside of town, behind an abandoned mill. It took the search team less than 20 minutes to find what remained of Emma Whitfield. 47 days. She'd been there the entire time.
The prosecution built an airtight case: the phone gap, the insurance policy, the burner phone records, the luminol hits, the DNA, the confession. David's lawyer tried to suppress the confession, claiming coercion. The judge denied it.
The trial lasted 11 days. David maintained his composure throughout Euros until Rosa Martinez took the stand. When she described seeing him with the burner phone, his mask finally slipped. The jury saw everything.
The jury deliberated for 4 hours. When they returned, the foreman's voice didn't waver. Guilty on all counts. David Mercer stood motionless as the word echoed through the courtroom. His cold blue eyes finally showed something a Euro fear.
The judge sentenced David Mercer to life, without the possibility of parole. As they led him away in handcuffs, he turned back one last time. He looked at Harris, and for the first time in the entire case, he said he was sorry. Harris didn't believe him.
Emma's family held a memorial service the following weekend. Her mother placed a single white rose on the casket and whispered, "Thank you to the 2 detectives standing in the back row." After 47 days of silence, Emma finally had a voice.
Detective Harris retired 2 weeks later. His desk was cleared, his badge returned. But on his last day, he pinned Emma's photograph to the department's solved cases board. Case number 4217. His last. His most important.
To this day, one question remains. During his confession, David mentioned a second person. Someone who helped him clean the scene. Someone whose name he refused to give. That person has never been found. The case file remains partially open.
6 months later, Detective Chen received an anonymous letter. Inside was a single photograph €. A woman standing next to David Mercer's Range Rover on the night of March 14th. The timestamp read 10:05 p.m. Chen recognized the woman immediately. It was someone from David's office. The investigation continues.